Hey up! Morning everyone. So quick couple things. Yesterday's second episode or second game, the other guy actually ended up reviewing it. So if someone else reviews it, you can see it as well. And I actually I was 93% accuracy on that second game. So that's fantastic. I'm gonna try something different with the footage today. So hopefully there's less. I'm gonna cut out some of those ums and ahs and pauses and things like that and see how it goes. Try and cut down on the run time. And also, I'm going to try something a bit different today. I'm going to start with the daily puzzles and see if you guys can get them as well. So, get 3 free puzzles a day. So, for those who've not done it before, a puzzle is like a position on a chessboard where there's a specific move you need to play to get the best answer. So, if you want to pause the video and try and figure out what the move is yourself, you can do that now. I think it's going to be this queen check here because they can't get out. And then I would have played queen to h5 checkmate. So well done if you spotted that one. Let's do one more. Pause the video again if you want to try and have a go yourself. This one's pretty simple. This is what we call a battery, where it's like a battering ram. You've got two connected pieces on this same line here, queen and the rook, and you can just play queen c2 checkmate. So a lot of the puzzles are checkmate, so you're looking for the checkmate. Some of them, though, it's more complicated. So here, pause again. I think this one is, you've got the rook check here, but then the king just slides across. I think if you go here first, then you take the rook, and then there's not really any way they can stop checkmate coming. So those are the 3 puzzles. If you enjoyed that, let me know. If not, let's play some bloody chess, shall we? Another 10-minute game. I think we're up to 1675. We're just about in there. So again, I'm white pieces. Those who've watched any of the videos so far know that I play Queen's Gambit. Let's see if they go for the Queen's Gambit accepted or Queen's Gambit declined. So they don't take, which is Queen's Gambit declined. I think what they're setting up in is called the French. So I'm not going to take too long on these moves because, like I say, I play the Queen's Gambit very often, so I know, or I think I know, a lot of the opening. Let's just develop the other. Try and make sure I explain and follow the principles that I've mentioned before. So developing pieces. So I've already got 3 pieces developed. So here I could develop the queen and maybe castle long, or I could just push this pawn one place. I could move that pawn there. And guys, I've just figured out how to do the arrows. So that's going to be good for this channel. So I'm thinking maybe just going for h4 because it looks like this. It looked like black's about to castle short side or king side. So I could just start an attack on that side of the board. But maybe first we just develop this queen to a better square. Don't see anything wrong with that. So they have castled that side. Now a move that sometimes a little bit annoying is they could come and pin this knight to the king, but that means then their knight's pinned to the queen, so I'm not sure that that's the best move. What I think I would like to do is play pawn here, bishop out here, and then I've got this, as you heard in the puzzles, I've got this battery aimed at this pawn here. So if ever I get the opportunity to take this knight and get it out of the way, I can then take that pawn with check, and their king is going to be pretty open. So let's go with that plan. Let's see. Now, one thing you've got to remember in chess is there's 2 people making moves. So you could have this amazing plan in your mind. You've got all the moves planned out, but they've got to also do the move that you think they're going to do, or the move that you want them to do, which, let me tell you, is not always the case. So they've reinforced that knight now, which means they can now move this bishop. So what I might do is just stop that bishop from doing anything on that diagonal. Let's stop them developing that bishop even more. Now, in this sort of position, when I play Queen's Gambit, sometimes, look, I could even just bring that king up and then connect my rooks that way. So the centre's pretty locked, which means it's not open. So I don't see an issue with that move. I still want to potentially play this one. To be honest, I'm still just figuring out some of the stuff that you can do on chess.com. That looks like a very slow move, if I'm honest. He's obviously trying to get his bishop here, but then it's still blocked. That looked a bit slow. So what options have we got? We've got h4, could bring the king up one. What about this knight here? So then if he trades, he does win a pawn, but then I can take this knight and check, and then we've got the pawn back. Let's go h4. See, all the pros do that. If in doubt, chuck h4 or a4. See if it works. Well, that bishop, again, is it really doing anything? Sometimes when in these positions where it's really closed, you've got to look for pawn breaks. So I could push this one, but that's protected one. So let me just show you 1, 2, 3 times. So I can't really push that pawn. Could I push this pawn? That's only protected 1, 2 times. I've got it covered 3 times. And if they don't take, they're getting fucked. So, or if I do that, do I want a castle first? Let's not do anything too crazy just yet. You might ask why I didn't castle longside. I'm going to have to just play quicker, guys, as well. Let's bring this rook. So he might push. Again, I've done the same mistake as I did in that first game where I'm playing a bit slower. That move doesn't really threaten anything. You can see what he's trying to do. I don't think it works. He's trying to bring this knight in maybe, or bring the bishop in with check, hoping that I take it with the knight, and then the queen's just going to deliver checkmate. But I'm not that stupid, mate. I'm not just going to let you checkmate me, am I? So look out, actually, because if he does take with the pawn, I'm going to take with this knight, and then that bishop. Well, that is interesting, because I can just take here. And if he takes with the pawn, I'm going to just take the queen, so there's no threat. And even if he takes here, opening that bishop up, I'm taking here. We want to get his queen off the board. His is more, at the moment, more threatening than mine. So we've both got a similar idea, actually, with the batteries. I've got mine lined up here, and he's got his lined up here. So both of our kings are a little bit restricted. So he's done. I'm just going to take here. I want to get rid of that queen. Might not be the best move. We can see because of that knight there. He's looking more threatening than me. So and I can take that pawn back as well straight away. So threat anywhere there. Let's develop this pressure on that bishop. He's going to probably bring his bishop out here, but I can. But now, oh, I've only just seen the brilliancy of my own move. Yes, his bishop's attacked twice here, so he can't just develop this bishop. Otherwise, he'll lose this bishop. So he's probably going to have to play rook to d8. The only other move is essentially bishop here, but attacked, or bishop all the way back. But so it's a nice idea. He wants me to take here again, and then he's going to take here. But I think I can just move the rook, move the king. So I'm not going to fall for any of those tactics. I can see what's coming. So we need to get rid of this knight, really. There's no threat here, and that if I ever get rid of that knight, the bishop's gone. So he does now play that one, but that bishop's just staring into a couple of pawns now. So let's just go here. Now the position could be better. I think my king's looking a bit. He's not the best protected here. He's like all these soldiers have left him at the castle with his pants down. I'm just wondering actually if I can just play pawn to g3 and his bishops. It is trapped, but it's still protected by the knight. What I really need to do, I can't move this knight anywhere though. Actually, so listen, pawn to g3 that protects that pawn. So the bishop is trapped because then I can take. Now he's threatening. That's just giving a pawn away. Am I missing something? Can I not just take? And it threatens the rook. Can I not just take? That looks like he's just made a mistake. What are you doing? Guys, am I missing something? Why is that not just free? That knight's not protecting anything there. I think he's just giving away a free pawn. Here's a piece of advice for you guys. Don't give away free pawns or free stuff in chess. So he's got he keeps trying. I'm just going to take the rook. He wants me to get rid of this knight, and he's still got that tactic. But I'm just going to move this pawn now once I've got rid of that knight. And we're looking good. Not sure what he's done here in the last couple of moves. Now I've pushed that's protected. Don't think we're under any threat now. Just got to make sure we don't lose on time like we did in that first goddamn game. So the fact that that pawn's protected now, I can just take this bishop whenever I want. Let's take here first. I don't like that bishop's... Oh, wait. I could just take this pawn because it's covered twice. I could just push. I could just move my rook. I'm just going to take that bishop, get rid of it. It's been a bit of a nuisance all game. And then probably just bring one of the rooks. Leave this one protecting. Also, there's a free pawn here as well. Actually, I can just take here because if he can't bring the rook down to take on b2, he'll just lose his bishop. So we're 5 points up. I'll be very disappointed if I don't win from here, to be honest. And I've also got 2 pass pawns now. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we get a resignation soon. My king's looking okay. It is on the line of his bishop, but there's protected pawns in the way. So what I want to do, I just start pushing these. I can just, there's pawn here. And if he moves, oh, let's try it. Let's see if he falls for this, guys. Could be a potential short clip. Let's see if he falls for pawn there. And if he just moves back, I've got this check. Let's try it. Might not be the best tactic, but he's just moved his king into the line of my bishop. So as soon as he moves his queen away, I'm going to push this pawn and it's going to be a check. Now, it might not actually be the right option because it's kind of opening up his bishop as well, so I've got to be careful. So I might only push once. Let's see. I need to just these pawns, to be honest. They're the pass pawns, they're the most... they've got the highest value, to be honest, now out of all my pieces. Could I just pin that knight now? Let's make sure that rook can't take first. So he could play, yes, I've given him knight to e3 now, which threatens this rook, but that's all it does. It only threatens it. I can just push it to f2. So we've only got 40 seconds time advantage. I'm going to have to just start pushing these, I think. Maybe look at something like... So what's the threat? If he brings the knight back, then open square now, open file. Chess does strange things because you're 5 points ahead, so there should be no problem. But there can be problems. So he's trying to go here. So I think I know it seems dangerous, but I can just bring my king up. Bless me. Now he's going to probably go back because he wants to open up a knight fork. But I think now I've protected that pawn, I'm just going to move this rook out the way. So it could get a little bit tense. My king's not as safe as his, annoyingly. I could just push on d5 instead. Realise that that's unprotected. Sorry, it's not unprotected. What am I talking about? Let's see if he tries to move his queen away and go for this knight fork. So we're nearly ahead on time, which is good. I think I need to probably just get these rooks behind these pawns and push. And the only thing is, don't go too far away. Don't leave my king too unprotected because he has still got a knight and a queen, and sometimes that's all you need. Queens are so powerful. Yeah, it's 2026. It's about time that's starting to get more recognition. Am I right, Queens? Keep going with this plan. And I've fallen, yeah, I missed the fork, but I did mention it earlier, and I don't know why I've just missed that, but material. And if anything, he's lost his most active. Is he going for a repetition? I'm just going to, because it's too dangerous. And I can actually threaten the queen now. That knight's been bugging me, so sometimes if you're ahead on material, I think there's nothing wrong with just getting rid of one of their active pieces. Now we just go. I've got so many pass pawns. He's in trouble. Could get flashy. I could get flashy here and just sack the queen, but I don't really want to do that. Let's just do it. Oh, didn't see that, but messed up a little bit there. Good job we've got ahead on time, because I nearly threw that away in the end, but there's no checkmate. So if they had more time, I'd have probably lost in the end, but I think sometimes I do that. But if I'm so far ahead and there's only a bit of time left, just sack it off, guys. You're talking about sod it. So shit, man. But another win under the belt. Let's get rid of that and Summers ad. I don't think we want to be seeing that. Report that ad for already purchased. I don't need any more, thank you. This is another. I need to start getting diamond on. Oh, now I've got a feeling the brilliant is the me just chucking my queen in the end, because for some reason the game analysis has got a thing where it might not even be a good brilliant. It seems to just think any major sacrifice is a brilliant move, but I think I've accidentally used my online review. Let's have a look. Where's self-analysis? I'm going to try and go quicker today. Some of the feedback I've had from really good friends who like being honest with me, not afraid to be honest with me, is that the analysis is too long and I do waffle a bit. So let's just go through it. Queen's Gambit, you know me, Queenie G, and they declined it. So rude. I think all the way up to the middle game, I think it's pretty natural development. I'm just waiting for the eval bar to suddenly disappear and be like, laptop's just decided to go a bit slow. So already that's not the best move. Just bringing that knight there. I'm not sure why it's so terrible, but again, from white black, all fine. I'm slightly ahead. White's got a slightly better opening. I feel pretty confident with my openings. Right, that's the eval's gone up a little bit there for white. And why is that? It wants me. Bishop takes on H. Yes. So didn't see that. So for those who are not sure why I'm making silly noises, you remember I talked about this battery here? I can take here right now, and I've got nearly 2 point advantage. See if you can spot why that's possible. Why can I take that? Now, for me, it's a bit more complicated. I can take it, it's check, but can they not just move the king? So what the engine is saying is, once I've taken here, if they take here with the knight, they've just lost. Now, let me just go back 3 spaces, because this is like a puzzle. Remember I said in one of my episodes, you've always got to think, once you've moved a piece, what was it defending, or what was in that space before? And before that knight moved for black, this queen's defending this bishop. And these are the sort of moves that are hard to see if you're just getting into chess or if you're a beginner. And once that knight moves in here, he's cut off the queen from that bishop. He's cut off the defence. So that's a really important part of the game, which I didn't see, but we move on. And I think already we're fine, still fine. It's not the biggest fan of castling that side, probably because it just starts letting the opponent attack. So black's got a tiny advantage here. So let's see if I defend it well. So that's not a great move. Engine wants me to take the pawn that he just pushed. Didn't first, because I wanted to get his queen off the board, and I've again got a big advantage, and I did make the right move. Queen takes on c6. He did the right thing as well, or he could have gone to b8. So another point where we've got a big advantage, and I didn't play the right move, and I can't believe I've missed this, guys. He's just given up a rook. How have I missed that? That's just free. Maybe he thought he had some tactic where once I've taken, I don't know, he could win a bishop, because he could, if I don't move my queen, he's going to take my queen. Sorry, it's my move. So if I take this bishop, he's going to take my queen. I'm still quite far ahead. But yeah, maybe that's what the opponent thought he had. But I've just missed that. Idiot. Right, we all make mistakes. I still played a fine move. It's not gone down too far, but that's probably because it expects him to cover that rook now. So he goes there, and again, so you remember the tactic I talked about, where I was worried if I took this, he's coming in here. This is why engines are scumbags. Oh, I can just take, guys. And where's the threat now? So, as confident as I'm sounding when I'm thinking about these moves and stuff, I'm not. I was thinking along the right lines. I was worried about this side of the board, but there's just no threat. I can just take the knight back afterwards. So yeah, that's annoying. So, but I moved the king. Let's see if it knocks the valuation down. Yeah, it does. So that was a big mistake, and I'm annoyed I missed that. This is why we review games. Those who don't play chess, it's important you do look at your games after, and it's something I don't do enough of. But because of this new series, I am going to start doing it. That was a big mistake. I should have just taken. It's sometimes you have these. It's like a ghost tactic, or you think there's something there when there isn't. We'll learn from that. That's again not a great move. That's because I did look at that in the game. I don't know why I didn't play it, because I did want to get the queens off. Is it just to push d6? If he takes here, I take there. Another little tactic that I've seen. We move the queen out of the way. He started making mistakes as well. So if I did look at the analysis after, this is not going to be the highest of percentages, I don't think. Not as high as 93 and 84 yesterday, by the looks of it, because I've made a few inaccuracies. Now I felt safe because I've got rid of their main threat. I've got rid of the bishop that was annoying us. Didn't need to take there. Maybe shouldn't have given away so much counter attack. Move. That was fine. Maybe that's the brilliant sacking the rook there. Nearly, yeah. Here I did start messing up a bit, to be honest. So he had 7 seconds. So I was like, sack the queen! Why not? But it's just massively losing now. So if you want a lesson on how to throw a game away at the end, just look at these last 3 moves. This is going to affect the percentage if I look back, but guys, he had 7 seconds. Got him. What's he going to do in 5 seconds? He'll do nothing. That's what he'll do, and we win. So nice first game there. I'm going to go try and trim this down now, cut out some of the waffle. But yeah, another win, and what we're up to now, 1687. We're getting close to 1700. Get in. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching, all the ones who have. Try and stick with it. It'll get better, trust me. Have a bit more fun with it. But see you in the next one. Have a nice day.